Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with Burton Albion. We're into our 6th season of the save, our 4th season with Burton Albion. Last season, as you can see, this is how the league table finished. We ended up in 5th place, losing in the playoff semi-final against the eventual winners of the playoffs, Crystal Palace. So we have another season in the Championship and we've done some business. We don't have a huge amount of money. First of all, let's talk about some of the outs. I can't do all of them because there's been some loan players who've gone out who you don't even know who they are yet. 3 players have left the club permanently. First up is Ben Fox. He was out of contract at the end of the season, so Swindon have swooped in to pick him up. They did pay a little bit of money for him. I don't know why. They could have waited like a month and then got him for completely free, but they haven't. I think it was like 15,000, something similar. Yeah, £13.75 thousand that Swindon have paid for him. Ben Stevenson, who was out on loan at Mansfield last season, has made his deal permanent. There was an agreement for about £100,000, I think it was £105,000. So we've actually made a profit on old Ben Stevenson, who, let's be honest, was probably never going to play for us. And the final player to leave the club permanently is Scott Fraser. £250,000 it has cost St Mirren to bring in Scott Fraser. He didn't really play a huge amount of football for us last season, and we've got much better players now, so we took the opportunity, got a fair amount of money for him as well, and moved him on to Scotland. 4 loan deals to talk about. And then there's one more loan deal that I can't tell you about just yet. First up, Regan Charles Cook. I had transfer listed him, no luck getting rid of him permanently, so he has gone on loan to Bolton in League One for the season. Josh Pask, another player who I wanted to try and get rid of permanently. Nobody wanted him permanently, so he has gone to League One as well, and he has joined Southend. Pascal Kmopmo, sure him, he has also gone to Southend as well. Again, tried to get rid of him permanently. Nobody actually wanted him. And finally, Marvin Sordell has gone out on loan to Scunthorpe. Nobody wanted to sign him permanently, so he's gone, and he's going to spend one season on loan in League 2. Already, he's scored 1 goal in 2 games for Scunthorpe. Players that have joined the club then. We'll start off with 2 players who were here last season. Curtis Anderson is the first one. He has extended his loan deal for another season, which is very useful because he's our only really good goalkeeper. And in better news, Neil Williams, our top goalscorer from last season, has also extended his deal for another year. I think he got 21 goals last season. He's already got 2 so far this season. So Neil Williams is back with us for another 12 months. Unfortunately, Adi Stevenson, who we almost, Chelsea kept accepting the bids, but he didn't want to come back to us. He's gone on loan to Leeds for the year. And Marc Guéhi is signed for Amiens in France. That one is one that hurts. That hurts me quite a lot. I really wanted to sign Mark. The first of 14 new signings, 11 permanent, 3 on loan, is Martin Scott. He is a 20-year-old Scottish goalkeeper coming in on a free transfer from Dundee United. He's played 67 games already in his career. He's actually quite good. We've brought him because he does have some potential as well. Obviously, he's not going to be playing particularly a lot of football this season, but he probably will be sat on the bench. Another player who's not going to get a huge amount of football is English midfielder Sam Reaney. He is signed from Liverpool on a free transfer after his contract was cancelled. He's a good little utility player. He does have some potential. He's not really close to it at the moment. He is wanted by somebody. Maybe he might be going to Carlisle or Boreham Wood if either one of them makes a bid for him. Another youth player to join after being released from a Premier League club is Craig McLeish, the 19-year-old midfielder who I'm currently retraining to be a centre-back because he is 6'1" and he's actually not terrible as a central defender. He's really fast, he just can't header. He's joined on a free transfer from Manchester United, like I said. He has a lot of potential ability, he's got some current ability as well. He will probably play a few games this season, more so in the sort of the lower down teams in the league, because I don't want to risk him against the good teams just in case he balls us up and we just ruin his confidence. Another young central defender to sign is 18-year-old English centre-back from Manchester City, Dan Giamatti. Matti Giamatti, probably. Is he part Italian or anything like that? Nope, he is 100% English. That is good. He likes Fran. Yep, him. I've never heard of him. Why have I never heard of him? Anyway, weird tangent. Dan Giamatti he's a very strong, very physical player, which is good. Technically not the best, but he is only 18 years old. He does have some potential ability as well. From Tottenham Hotspur, we have signed 18-year-old Jamaican winger Nelson Livingstone. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's Jamaican and he's a winger. He's not 100% Jamaican, he is part English, so he doesn't need to have a work permit, and we are also retraining him to be one of these attacking midfielder roles in the middle, which he might be okay at. He can't do long shots, but that's something he can probably learn over time. The final non-work permit player to join the club is Oliver Skipp. Yes, he was here last season on loan from Tottenham. His contract was up at the end of the year, and we have managed to pick him up £4,300 a week, 3-star current ability, 4-star potential. He is going to be one of the first names on the team sheet, I think, for the majority of the season. Now, we have signed a number of non-English or non-UK players. They're only on £3,000 a week, which means they can't play in the first team. The first one we have is Emmanuel Roux. He is a French striker who we actually signed from America, from Vada in the USA. He has a lot of potential ability, 5-star, 2-star current ability. I do have him loan listed, I believe. Yep, I have him loan listed. If someone from League 1 or League 2 want him on loan, he is more than welcome to go there, because in theory, I don't quite understand the whole youth work permits, but I think he's able to play for a team in a lower league than us. Possibly. Next up is Omar Diallo, a 20-year-old Malian central defender. He was a player who I wanted to give an £8,000 a week contract to because I wanted to play this man. Unfortunately, I gave him a £3,000 a week one, and now he doesn't want to sign a new one. Despite the fact that I want to give him a £5,000 a week pay rise, he's not interested, and I don't understand why. So, he has gone out on loan to Darmstadt 98 in the Bundesliga 2, I believe. Hopefully he's going to play a lot of first-team football in Germany. That will be very useful for his development. I don't know whether we can recall him, probably not at the moment. Maybe we can recall him possibly in January if we need him. Next up to join is Melvin Bard. He is a 22-year-old French left-back, formerly of Lyon. He was actually at Red Star FC last season. He's getting paid £8,000 a week because he is our Jake Vokins replacement. I couldn't find anybody better, so he is getting paid way, way too much money for his ability, but I think he's actually not terrible. 2.5-star current ability, 4-star potential. Melvin Bard will be our number one left-back for most of the season. Now we've got two players that I paid money for. Everyone else has been a free transfer so far. Cedric Traore has joined from FC San Pedro. He is an Ivorian left-back, 21 years old. He only has the £3,000 a week contract, so he is not allowed to play first-team football. And we spent £155,000 on him. I didn't realise he was going to cost that much. So, yeah, he's kind of wasted. He is loan listed. Hopefully someone will take him for the season. I don't think they will. So we're going to have Cedric Traore basically sat on our under-23s for an entire year, not getting any football. And possibly worse than Cedric Traore is Cedric Akora. Is an 18-year-old Ivorian striker. He has the £3,000 a week work permit. He's decent. He looks alright. He's got 2-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. But we paid £200,000 potentially, I think. Oh no, it was £200,000 maximum. So, we probably overspent on him. And by probably, I mean definitely overspent on him. He's also temperamental, which is really not something that we want. On to the loan deals then. We've already mentioned two loan players who've come in. That is Curtis Anderson and Neil Williams. We've also signed Dean Purpai from Liverpool. He spent last season out on loan at Hull, played 29 games, scoring a goal. He is a central defender, English as well, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential. We'll never see the 5-star potential, but he is probably one of our best central defenders. We've also signed another central defender. His name is Pierre-Emmanuel Ekwa-Elimbi, who is formerly of Chelsea, I believe. Where does he start the game? Is it still at Chelsea? Yes, he must start the game. I think Chelsea have just signed him in real life. So yes, Ekwa-Elimbi is our new central defender as well to play alongside Purpai. Probably not how it's said, Purpai. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I like the look of him. It's going to be him and Dean as our two central defenders for most of the season. The final signing that we have made in on loan from Chelsea is Charles Kwame. He is an 18-year-old fullback who can play on both sides. That is why I've signed him. He's mainly a right back, but he's actually still quite good as a left back. I mean, they're going to say an inverted wing back, but he's basically, I've got him just in case Melvin Bard doesn't work out, so I can maybe play Charles Kwame on the left-hand side as well. He is 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. I don't want to drop Jason McCarthy. So it's unlikely that Kwame is going to be starting too many games in right back unless Jason McCarthy is knackered. Transfer business out of the way then, let's talk about some of the results that have happened. Yes, this is a friendly, but I'm very happy with the result. It was a 10-0 victory against Rugby. Melvin Bard, Afonso Sousa with a hat-trick, Callum Gribben, Jonas David, Charles Kwame, Pierre-Emmanuel Ekwa-Elimbi, Joe Sparrow and Sean Longstaff with the goals. 42 shots, 19 on target, 10-0 in a pre-season friendly. You can probably see some of the names on there, like Cabano. We actually had him on trial. He wouldn't sign for us because we couldn't offer him enough money. He would have been another player to join us if we could give him a better contract. Pre-season out of the way then, we've played about 4 games, I think it is. 3 in the league, 1 in the cup. We opened the season at home against Wolverhampton Wanderers and we win 2-1. Neil Williams with both the goals for us, Didier Ndong with a goal for Wolves. Ivan Cavallero had his penalty saved by Curtis Anderson in the 29th minute. That was a very good, very, very good result to start the season with. Then up against Burnley, we collapsed. A first half performance which no one ever wants to see, where we were 3-0 down at half time. Alexander Mitrovic with the goal on 10 minutes. Ruben Loftus-Cheek on 28 and 43 minutes for Burnley. We go in 3-0 down at half time. Into the second half, we do pull 2 goals back. Joe Sparrow on 53 minutes and Khalifa Diop scores his first goal of the season on 83 minutes, but unfortunately we do lose to Burnley. Into the EFL Cup first round against Bradford, who obviously last season had a very shocking performance in the Championship, getting relegated. I think they finished on 20 points. We win 5-2. Khalifa Diop gets 2 goals, an own goal as well from Alfie Jones. Afonso Sousa also on the score sheet, as well as Jonas David. Matt Smith gets Bradford's both goals. We did very, very well in this, and you'll notice Khalifa Diop has now scored 3 goals in 2 games. Make that 4 goals in 3 games. Burton Albion winning 2-0 against Hull. Joe Sparrow in 2 minutes. And Khalifa Diop in the 95th minute gives us a 2-0 victory against a very good Hull side that we just destroyed. We absolutely battered Hull. 2-0. We've actually started the season quite well, I think. We are currently sat in 5th place in the table, which is obviously the same place that we finished last season in. Today, we are going to have just the one match because of all the various business that's going on. Actually, before we get to it, I just want to show you something. Our stadium has been expanded. It's now 10,000 capacity and a 5,000 seater. We spent £140,000 on 40 seats. 40 seats. I don't know why. We've got a loan because of that. Another thing to show you is the league predictions. So, we are predicted to finish 17th. Last season, I think we were predicted to finish 21st. So, to be honest, these all seem a bit nonsense. Yes, going by the amount of money we spend on wages, the amount of reputation, things like that, yeah, we're pretty bad. But we seem to do it on the pitch. So, I'm kind of going, I'm hoping for playoffs again, maybe even automatic promotion. And apparently the key players for us are Afonso Sousa, who is this chap. He's ridiculously good. He is currently wanted by FC Lorient in France. I have no plans on selling Afonso Sousa just yet. And the other one is German midfielder Jonas David, who's worth £8.25 million. He, for the amount of money we spent on him, which wasn't a lot, it was like, £1.2 million, he's been ridiculous. He's been so good for us. I'm so glad that Ben Robinson, our chairman, decided to actually fork out for him. I have no idea what happened to my voice then. So today we're going to have one match in the league against Cardiff, who I think, were they with us last season or did they get relegated? I think they might have been with us last season. Match number 4 then of the Championship season. Cardiff last season finished down in 12th place. We finished where we currently sit at the moment in 5th place. Probably not going to be an easy game, particularly away from home. Hopefully we can expand on just the one victory against Cardiff. We do have a little bit of a problem where Ekwa-Elimbi is currently out injured as well, so is Ashley Eastham is doubtful. So, defensively, we might struggle. Even though it is quite early on in the season, we do have a little bit of fitness worries to contend with. We have just played Hull like 3 days ago, so that's kind of part of the reason why some of our players are a little bit tired. So, in goal, we're going to have Curtis Anderson. The back 4 will be Jason McCarthy, Dean Pabai. Need to change his name to just Dean. There we go. It's Dean with 2 E's as well. Right, Dean is now our central defender. Cameron Humphreys and Melvin Bard will also be part of the back 4. Humphreys is not particularly match fit, but hopefully he can run through whatever fitness he's lacking. That's definitely how fitness works. Jonas David and Oliver Skipp will be the two central midfielders, with Afonso Sousa, Callum Gribben and Joe Sparrow just behind the in-form Khalifa Diop. On the bench, we do have Neil Williams as well. I did have on the bench, what's his name? Oliver Enver, who, the reason why he's not on there now is because I realised his fitness is really low. This is Oliver Enver. He came through our youth team not too long ago. He's 6'8", 17 years old. He's already played once in the Carabao Cup. I want to play him more, but I feel like it might be a bad decision. So we're not up against Cardiff at all. We're actually up against the former Southampton side with Bertrand Hoot and Højbjerg playing. I think they've also got McCarthy. Yeah, they do on the bench as well. They've got Alex McCarthy. So 4 former Southampton players playing for Cardiff. Since the start of this season, old Khalifa Diop seems to be doing quite good at football. Gribben goes for goal. We've hit the bar and Joe Lolly managed to header it clear. Sousa it was who hit the bar. We've got a corner early on against Cardiff. Gribben takes the corner. What a whipped corner that was. And Bertrand heads off for a throw on. Corner for Cardiff. Lolly. It's gone deep. Walters, though, doesn't get the ball. Murphy runs forward into the area. He's got 3 or 4 Burton players on him. Khalifa Diop now is the only one up there. He runs forward with purpose, gets round his man. No, he doesn't. Hoot sticks a foot in. Walters now collects the ball, runs 1-on-1 with the keeper. And Emir Walters has made it 1-0 to Cardiff on a counter-attack. And our goalkeeper, Curtis Anderson, just balls that up completely. Bertrand with a free kick to Højbjerg. Højbjerg runs it out wide, goes for goal from distance. Anderson, why did you try and save it? It was clearly going wide. It's going to be a corner for Cardiff. Joe Lolly to take the corner. It's deep. It's a free kick. Højbjerg shoved Dean. That's fine. Match stats-wise, for the first 25 minutes, we were getting battered by Cardiff. Corner for Gribben to take. It's deep. It's not deep. It's low. We've scored. Khalifa Diop is claiming it. I don't think that's Khalifa Diop's goal somehow. I feel like that is older Alex Smithies. So what happens here? Diop runs in late, heads the ball, it hits the bar, and then Smithies punches it in. That's definitely an own goal. Well, Khalifa Diop is claiming it. His 5th goal of the season. We are back into this game as well against Cardiff. Wesley Hoot with a free kick. Plays it all the way across to Bakakis. Bakakis runs down the line. Crosses in. Jonas David gets there first. Bakakis does have the ball back though. In the middle to Morsey. Morsey, is he going to get tackled? He's not. Højbjerg across. Ryan Bertrand controls it. Runs forward, actually now runs down the left-hand side. Crosses in. Walters is there. Once again, it is over the bar from, I assume, the youngster. Half-time, we are lucky, I think, to still be in this game. Khalifa Diop's goal, is the only thing really keeping us into this. Do we do a change? Sparrow's not playing so well. Let's bring off Joe Sparrow for Samuel Shoshua, the player who actually cost us. I say he cost us. He didn't completely cost us, but he did give away the penalty, which meant we didn't actually go through to the playoff final. Dean with the free kick finds Jonas David. McCarthy across. Gribben through ball. Khalifa Diop into the area, goes for goal, kicks it in to one of the Cardiff players. We do win a corner early on in the second half. Gribben is going to be the one to take it with his yellow card. It's terrible. It's a terrible corner. Diop is hopefully going to get there first and does. Khalifa Diop, though, has been kicked by Morsey, and Morsey is going to pick himself up a yellow card. 65 minutes in, Melvin Bard is going to come off for Mitch Clark. Bard hasn't done a single thing all game, as far as I'm aware, so he is going to be leaving the pitch. Into the final 10 minutes, and it is going to be 1-1 unless something happens in the final few minutes. Nothing's really going on. Bertrand with a throw. Kenneth Zahor. Bertrand crosses in. What a shocking show that was. Sam Morsey, luckily, fouled Anderson. Is going to get himself sent off. Cardiff put the ball in the back of the net. We are still in this game, and Cardiff are down to 10. Just over a minute left to play. Gribben gets the ball. Breaking down the left-hand side, holds up the play. Clark, Oliver Skipp, in the middle to Afonso Sousa, goes for goal, tries to put it in the bottom corner, and it's just gone wide, and it's going to be a goal kick for Cardiff, and that is probably going to end the game. It is going to be a 1-1 draw. I think it's probably a fair result. Cardiff were the better side for the majority of it. We got lucky with the Diop goal, and we got lucky there. We managed to clear it as well. So, 1 point. 1 point against Cardiff. I'll take a point. There we go then, the full-time whistle goes, and yeah, looking at the match stats, Cardiff probably were the better side, so yeah, a point will do. A point is fine. So that result then drops us down to 8th place in the table, but it is still very early days in the season. 8th is fine. 8th is fine after 4 games. Considering this time last year, I think we were 20th. I will take 8th in a heartbeat. Because we have been here before, we're going to go all the way through to possibly October, November time. So we're going to miss a large chunk of action. Hopefully by the time we come back, Khalifa Diop has scored 15 goals already this season. Neil Williams hopefully has also scored 10 or so as well. And we are sat second in the table. That's what I'm hoping. Realistically, Khalifa Diop scored 4 goals. 4 more goals, I mean, obviously. Neil Williams has scored 7 and we're sat probably about 9th. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the brand new season with Burton Albion in the Championship. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time with some matches a very, very long time in the future.